Morning students. Now today we are going to learn very first chapter of the second semester, respiration in organisms. As we know well about it, every living organisms needs energy to do work. We need energy to walk, run, eat, study and even to sleep, right? Indeed, no work is possible without energy. In the earlier chapters, we have learned that food gives us energy, right? Energy is obtained by the breaking down of food. This process takes place inside the cells with the help of oxygen. The process of taking in oxygen and using it for getting energy from food is called respiration. Respiration is of two types. First is aerobic and another is anaerobic. Right? Let's try to understand about it. Very first, why do we respire? Already I have explained you, right? And what's the needs of it. Now then after, what is cellular respiration? Respirations can be defined as the process in which the food that we eat is broken down inside the cells, which results in the release of energy. All the cells in living organisms undergo cellular respiration. At the process of breaking down of food in the presence of oxygen to release a large amount of energy is called aerobic respiration. Carbon dioxide is released as a waste product over here. Glucose plus oxygen release large amount of energy, and what we get, carbon dioxide and water. Human beings, most animals and green plants respire aerobically, right? Aerobes are living things that respire aerobically. Now then after, types another anaerobic respiration. The process of breaking down of food in the absence of oxygen. See, what's the difference between the aerobic and anaerobic? In the aerobic, presence of oxygen, while in anaerobic, absence of oxygen, right? The process of breaking down of food in the absence of oxygen to release very small amount of energy is called anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, we get a large amount of energy, while in anaerobic, we get a very less amount of energy. See the example of it. Yeast and bacteria are some organisms that breathe anaerobically. Alcohol and carbon dioxide are the end of its products. Food in the absence of oxygen, what's the release? Energy plus alcohol plus carbon dioxide. In human beings, anaerobic respiration takes place for a very short time when our body undergoes vigorous muscular activity during heavy exercise. Due to the anaerobic respiration in muscles, lactic acid is produced because of the partial breakdown of glucose. Muscle cramps are caused due to the accumulation of this lactic acid. So I hope so all of you understood what is aerobic and what is anaerobic respiration. The key point of it is aerobic is happening in the presence of oxygen, while anaerobic takes place in the absence of oxygen. As well as in aerobic respiration, large amount of energy is released, while in anaerobic, very less amount of energy is released. So all of you understood? Sure, good. Now let's try to understand with the chemical equation. See, glucose plus oxygen. So what's released? Carbon dioxide plus water. Glucose. So what we get? Ethanol means alcohol plus carbon dioxide. Now breathing. The process by which organisms take in air rich in oxygen and give out air rich in carbon dioxide is called breathing. This is our general concept, right? Take oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. It is a continuous process that takes place till an organism is alive. The process of taking in air is called inhalation, while is giving out of air is called exhalation. Right? Then of the breathing rate. One breath constitutes one inhalation and one exhalation. Breathing rate is the number of times a person breathes in 1 minute. At rest, a normal person breathes 15 to 18 times in a minute. The oxygen requirement of the body can vary from activity to activity. For example, the breathing rate increases and may go up to 25 times per minute during exercise or while running. Faster breathing makes more oxygen available to the body cells. The breathing rate goes down when a person sleeps. See here in the picture how already inhalation and exhalation takes place in the body, how we take oxygen and how we remove carbon dioxide. It's shown in the picture, right? The mechanism of breathing in human being. Lungs are the main organs of respiration, right? We take in the air presence in the environment through our nostrils, which travels through the nasal cavity. Then it moves through the windpipe and reach the lungs. The lungs are located in the chest cavity, which is surrounded by the ribs. On the floor of the chest cavity lays a muscle sheet called diaphragm. During the breathing process, the movement of the ribs and diaphragm takes place. This is so because the lungs expand and contract during breathing. As we take in the air, it fills up the lungs. This moves the diaphragm downwards and the ribs outwards. The lungs, when releasing out air from the body, which brings back to the diaphragm and the ribs to the original position. Look at here in the given picture, you come to know relax breathing in as well as breathing out. From the given picture, you come to know well about it. See how diaphragm contracts and how it's relax means expands, right? So this is a continuous process. Now what do we breathe out? Nitrogen is 78% in the atmosphere. The proportion of oxygen is 16%, carbon dioxide 6%, and other is 1%. Now breathing in cockroach. Many insects like cockroach have small openings called spiracles present on the sides of the bodies. Also, they have an air tube-like structures called rhecha that allows the exchange of gases in these insects. The air enters the body through the spiracles and diffuses in the cells via the trachea. Similarly, the air from the cells enters the trachea and moves out of the body through spiracles. The oxygen rich air enters the body through spiracles through the tracheal tubes and diffuses into body tissues, reaching each cell. As well as breathing in earthworms. Exchange of gases in earthworms takes place through the moist skin. Hence, the gases can easily pass in and out of the earthworm through its skin. Similarly, frogs also have a slippery and moist skin that can help in breathing. However, frogs contain lungs too. Now, breathing underwater means breathing in fish. species have a special organs called gills, which help them to breathe in oxygen dissolved in water. Gills are present on either side of the head. See, it is shown in the picture, right? Gills are well supplied with blood vessels. Fish gulps in water to take in dissolved oxygen through the mouth. The water passes over the gills. The blood vessels present in the gills takes up the dissolved oxygen from the water and send it to the all parts of the body. The carbon dioxide that is produced as a result of respiration is brought back by the blood into the gills and expelled into the surrounding water. Now, respiration in plants. Like animals, plants also respire. Plants also need energy to grow and to perform various activities. They get this energy from respiration. They take in oxygen from the atmosphere to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water in cells to get energy. The exchange of gases in plants takes place by the process of diffusion. This process occurs independently in leaves, stems, and roots. This process occurs independently in leaves, stems, and roots, right? In leaves, exchange of gases occurs through the stomata, which are present on the lower surface of the leaves. In stems, it occurs through the lenticels. Roots takes up oxygen trapped between air species in soil. That's why we should not overwater plants, because water fills the air spaces between the soil particles and the roots cannot breathe. So, like this way, respiration takes place in the plants. Uh, we are taking oxygen and removing carbon dioxide, while plants takes carbon dioxide and gives us oxygen. As it is, how exchange of gases takes place through plant roots is already shown over here. See the soil particles, root hair, and how airspace between them. I hope so all of you understood the topic. Okay, bye.